cash buyers? That's what I want to know. Is anyone struggle with selling their deals? Throw it in the chat. Let me know how you guys are doing, how everybody's doing. Because again, we don't want you to struggle. We want you to get your deals. We want you to sell. And we want you to freaking crush it. That's the goal. Yeah. So let's see. We got Maryland, Augusta, Atlanta. There's some love from Georgia, New Haven, Wisconsin. Okay. All right, everybody. So let's talk about why it's important to know what your buyers want first, right? Because a lot of people, when they first get started, they just look for a deal. What I tell you guys to do is you want to work a market, specifically one market. If you're new, you want to work a market where you know what people are buying. That's really important. Okay. It's important to know what people are buying so you don't waste your time in a market, in an area that there's no cash buyer activity. There's really nothing going on. You could waste a lot of precious time. Time is really valuable as a real estate investor because you can only look at so many deals a day. You can only put so much activity and energy into what you're doing. So you want to make sure you're doing it in a way that, is valuable. Okay. So pick one market, okay? Pick one area. And what I do is to pick the markets is where's the most investor activity? Well, using Batch Leads and other softwares, obviously, in Zillow, you can usually see that the most investor activity is coming from major metros, okay? But that's Atlanta, Dallas, Fort Worth, or Orlando, where I'm at, Salt Lake City, Utah. Like these are the places where you're going to have a lot of work to do, whether you're wholesaling deals from other wholesalers, whether you're JVing, working with agents, or if you're doing on market. Obviously, if you're in a very competitive market, it's going to be hard. It's going to be more expensive to get deals depending on the market if you're doing off market, but it's easier if you're working through agents and through other wholesalers to move those deals. But anyway, that's basically, you need to pick a market. Very, very important knowing where you work. What's up, everybody? We got love this. Loving the interaction we got. I've been using Facebook groups and Craigslist to build up my network of wholesalers, but not much luck. Any other ways I can try? So network of wholesalers, that's what I've been saying. Facebook groups. So a way that I've built up the wholesalers that I work with is through coaching programs, right? I've joined quite a bit of coaching programs. So those are communities where people are actively trying to get into the business. Now, if you're not, haven't joined any coaching programs, that's fine, but that's a great way to get around a lot of wholesalers, is not just Facebook groups, but in the coaching communities that they have. Okay. There's a lot of free communities out there too. Batch Leads has a free community. I have a free community in my Facebook group and also in my Discord. So there's a lot of ways to network with wholesalers and see if you can help bring one of your buyers to their deals. I don't think there's any wholesaler that would ever say, no, don't find a buyer for my deal. Now, if you just blast it out without their permission and, work it and they have no idea what's going on, that could be literally a waste of time and something that they don't want you to do. But if you let them know, then yeah, who wouldn't want extra help selling a deal? Okay. What's up, Rhode Island? Good to see you. And this says, I'm actually looking for wholesalers that need EMD for their deals. Great. I don't know how many wholesalers need EMD. The way I do EMD is I just say, hey, I have my buyer use the EMD. I've really never put down EMD. It's always my buyer that does it. Especially if it's over like $1,000. I don't want to put down $1,000. And when I can not do it, let me just have my buyer do it. So if you guys need EMD and you can have your buyer do it. And obviously, if you don't have a buyer, then you're not doing it the way that I would show you. Okay. So let's answer some questions really quick. Throw some questions in the chat, but I'm going to explain to you guys how to start looking for buyers. And we're going to use Batch to do a live case study. And I want anyone to throw an address in the chat if you need help finding a buyer for a specific deal you have. And I'll show you exactly how to use Batch to do it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen super quick and kind of walk you guys through how to work to find buyers using my strategy. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so this is called the Payneless Flipping Deal Timeline. This is how you can use different strategies to find buyers. You want to pick your market, then you want to find buyers. Okay, so these are the different ways to find buyers at the moment. There's hedge funds. Okay, how do you find hedge funds? You can find them on LinkedIn. You can find them through networking. They're usually pretty easy to find. That you usually work with them through their emails. You send them deals. They can tell you if they want it. What I've been seeing from hedge funds is they come in usually pretty low. Marketplace is you can find buyers that way. real estate meetups, social media posts. That's a great way to get buyers as well. Buyers list. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about building a giant buyers list. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you can build up, pretty small buyers list of like 15, 20 actual buyers that are buying. Real estate agents have buyers, hard money lenders, and title companies. That's how you find the buyers. Now, then once you find the buyers, you want to go get deals. You can find deals either through agents, other wholesalers, or off market. And that's, you could use batch leads to pull lists, pre-foreclosure lists, absentee owner. Absentee owner is, my opinion, one of the hottest lists that, always has a seller on there that's going to want to not be a landlord anymore. Okay. Then you would analyze the deal. Once you get it, you want to make sure it's a deal, and then you bring it down to your buyer, see what they would pay, blah, blah, blah. But this is basically what we're going to be talking about today. Is maybe you skipped this step. Maybe you didn't find the buyers first. Okay. Maybe you didn't go through these steps and didn't develop the relationships. What do you do in a situation where you got a deal and you need to wholesale it? You need to find a buyer for it. Well, that's why we're on today. And again, throw in the chat if you have any questions, because again, this is for everybody here to ask questions and me help you out. So using my screen, I'm going to talk to you about a deal I'm working right now. I actually talked about it last week. I've been pretty active. I think making posts about what you do is really important, and people will bring you deals in the future if you do. If you let people know what you do as a bit that you're involved in real estate, people will say, "Hey, Nate, I saw that you do real estate. I got a deal, or I got a house I need to sell." So if you're not posting, if you're not letting people know what you do, start doing it now. So I got a lead from my brother-in-law. He, I wouldn't even say lead. It's a house that he wants to sell. He said, "Hey, Nate, I'm looking to sell a house in Fort Lauderdale. Can you help me find a cash buyer for it? I want to get rid of it quick." Okay. So let me show you exactly the process that I do using batch leads to find a buyer, which I think is the fastest way. And we can even call somebody on it. Okay. So you guys can see. So this is batch leads. What we're going to do here is we're going to type in the address of the property. This is in Fort Lauderdale. I do not have buyers here. And again, I don't recommend you guys go to random areas all over the country and just look for buyers just for that one specific deal. This is for my brother-in-law, and I've been doing this for a while, so I know how to do this. It's not that difficult, but I recommend just staying in one area. That's probably a bad example because I'm not in Orlando or Utah, but it's all good. This is a good deal. I've looked at it. It makes sense. Okay. So I type in the address and I push search. Okay. As I put search, it pulls up the prospective property that I'm working on. Okay. I go click on details. I want to see what information it has on the property and who owns it. Okay. It's got the information who owns it. That's correct. You can go to comparables. Okay. You go to comparables, and what you'll do is as it shows the information here, it will show you what's listed, what's active, what's sold, what's pending. And what I like to do quickly is I just like to say, okay, what house is right next to this property that's listed? And then I'm going to call that real estate agent and ask them, "Hey, I see that you're listed a property for a real estate investor." Most likely you'll be able to tell if it's a real estate investor, if it looks like it's been flipped. I call them and I say, "Hey, is your investor looking for more properties to flip?" Simple as that. Okay. So I can see right here that there's a house in the green. If I zoom in right here, there's a house right down the street for $600,000. Okay. So I'm going to call that real estate agent and say, "Hey, are you, does your buyer, I know he's listing this thing. Does there, by chance, they have another property they want to buy right on this street and, flip?" Okay, so that's an option. So I can call this agent right here. Another thing here is down here, they have the quick filter right here says cash transactions. It will tell me what cash transactions have happened in this area, and I can call if there's any information there. So all I do is I click on where it says 600,000. This is the house right next to the one that my brother-in-law has. And I can go ahead and go to details. It's going to pull up the information, and let's see what it's got for us. And sorry, the TV is a little slow. It's one of those vibe boards, but okay. So it says Emilio Chalklin owns this bad boy. Okay. So there's two things I can do. I can just skip trace it and talk immediately just directly to Emilio and say, "Hey, Emilio, are you looking for another one? I noticed that you flipped this one, or maybe that was just your personal residence." Whatever the conversation has to be, just say, "Hey, I got one next door. Would you be interested in buying it?" Okay. Looking to sell it. That's a simple conversation. Another thing you can do is if you don't want to skip trace, you can call the agent who's listing this property. So I can go to MLS data, I can scroll, and I can see that Violet Rose is listing this property. I'm going to call the agent because I like calling the agent. It gives me a little bit more information. So let's go. Plus, I want to ask him because we might flip this thing if we don't get an offer we like. We might just flip it. Me and my brother-in-law might help him kind of navigate that process. So I can call the number right here for Rose is right 561. Anyway, I'm gonna call her right now. I want you that are all watching this to throw in the chat if you're following me, if you get what I'm saying. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're like, okay, totally get this. Give me a 2 if you need me to slow down and you're like, hey, I'm a little lost. What are you doing? If you joined late, then obviously I want you to watch this again. This is a good training for you to get this. But I'm about to call this agent and ask if their flipper or this person that they listen wants to buy another property. Give me a 1. We already see that Melissa Stark's done it. Facebook users done it. 1 if you're following along. 2 if you're completely don't know what's going on, and I can explain it again really quick. But I'll wait a little bit because I know there's a little bit of a lag while I enjoy my my Kirkland sparkling water. I'm only seeing 2-1, so maybe there's a giant lag. Maybe not. Maybe people just don't want to type. Who knows? By the way, my mom used to work for Costco. I know you guys know I love Costco, and she just brought me this hat. She's like, "Hey, you want a Costco hat?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." So she hooked it up. And reason why I like Costco, I think they're awesome, but also they wholesale, baby. Costco wholesale. That's why they're the ultimate wholesaler. They wholesale everything. Okay. All right. I'm in your program, so I'm following. Yes, Melissa, you're in the program, so you get it. Okay. For everybody else that isn't awesome, like Melissa, because Melissa's awesome. If you're not in the program, give me a 1, even if you don't get it. And if you don't want to type, whatever. Let's dive into it. Okay. So I'm just calling this agent again to see if their if their seller wants to buy something else. Let's give it a call. So her name is Violet Rose 561. Let's see, 414 4614. Okay, let's give her a call. Let's see how it goes, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, is this Violet?
Yes.
Violet, how you doing? My name is Nathan Payne, and I was calling because I noticed that you have a listing right by a house that my brother-in-law owns on 1724 Northwest in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Do you have a couple minutes I can chat with you, or are you busy?
Sure. It's one of my agent's listings. Is everything okay?
Oh, everything's completely fine. Sorry, did I alarm you or something?
Well, I just everything's good.
Yes, everything's good. The reason I'm calling is because I'm actually an investor. And my brother-in-law is like, hey, I'm thinking about selling the house, like on that one right next to the one you have. And I usually like either I wholesale properties or I flip them. So I was like, hey, I can kind of find out if there's any buyers that would be interested in buying this so we don't have to flip it. So anyway, the reason I was calling because it looks like this one was flipped. And I didn't know if there's a buyer that would want the one that we have like a couple doors down. Or if you knew any flippers in the area that would want to take it off our hands versus us, listing it or flipping it ourselves.
What are you guys wanting for it?
It's really interesting because obviously we want as much as we can, but I've kind of made a couple, and we've gotten different offers between the 350 to 400,000 range.
350 to 400. Okay. And
Yeah.
it's a total flip right now. It needs to move it.
No, not really. I can send you the information on it, but it was rented and now it's vacant. And we went in and we saw that the house is in like pretty good shape. I think if we were to flip it, it wouldn't be a massive rehab. Maybe if you wanted to go like all the way like this house is, probably like a $40,000 job, but it's not destroyed by any means. It's rent ready.
Does it have a pool?
It doesn't. It does not. No pool.
Is there room for a pool?
I think it's the same lot size. So if someone wanted to do a pool, they could. But
is it fenced in the back or anything like that?
It is, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do know a couple people actually. And that if it's right in Progresso, right there, that
Yeah.
is a lovely, lovely little area.
It's
Can you text me the address or text me your name, and I'll send it to one of my guys who texted me just the other day and asked me if I had anything.
of course, yeah. And actually, not only do we have this one, but he's wanting to sell another 5.3 that he has that's in Progresso as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I would love to work with you because this is kind of the strategy we were going to do with it. We were going to either try and wholesale it and find an off-market cash buyer. If we didn't get the offer we wanted, we were going to list it as is and see if we got some love. And if we didn't, we were just going to take it down, work on it, and then list it again. That was kind of like
Sure.
the 3-step process.
Sure. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
okay, yeah, I can definitely send you the info.
Text me the address, and maybe I'll go and take a look at it and see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, and there's a lockbox on it. No,
Okay.
he lives in Texas and I live in Salt Lake, but we invest in Florida.
Okay.
But that one is it's got a lockbox, so I can give you all the info on it. And yeah, if we can avoid the putting on the market, and I can pay you, like kind of a fee for facilitating bringing the buyer, that would be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
Cool.
Yeah, I do have people texting me all the time.
Well, that's so sounds like you're the perfect one to work with then.
Yeah, absolutely. Text me the info, and I can go. I'm about 10 minutes away, so I can go around that area and see what we're dealing with.
Okay.
And give you a call back and let you know my opinion.
Yeah, that's perfect. And by the way, like we already had an offer at 350 that we denied. We were like, no, we can get more. So like we talked to another someone else that owns a couple rentals in the area, and they were kind of around the 400 mark. So that would be great, but I know that's not always possible. So whatever you can do.
You had one offer for 350, you denied it, and you said you had another offer for
around 400, but he's just to be transparent, he's kind of like dragging his feet. So we're like, is this a real offer or not? So that's kind of like why we wanted to test it a little bit more and why make. But yeah, I'll send the info. Is this best to email you or can I just text you the info?
Just text me.
Okay. Any other questions you have about this one?
Not yet. You guys are wanting to kind of get rid of it pretty soon, and
yeah, we're pretty flexible
in the future. And I just want to go and I want to look at it and see the difference, and then I have a better idea to pitch it to people.
Yeah, and we're pretty flexible. It doesn't have to be cash. It can be traditional financing. I know for tax purposes, he wanted to wait till the beginning of next year to close on it. So no rush. It's just we're trying to get it taken care of so we don't wait.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And I'll text you. Thanks so much for your time. And also, if this one,
name again, I'm gonna save your number in my phone.
Yeah, it's Nathan, Nathan. Yeah, and
nice to meet you, Nathan.
Yeah, it's nice meeting you too. And if you're like not something I'm interested in or you don't think it'll work, I can send you more info on the other one and maybe we can look into that, the 5.3.
Yeah, send me both of them, and when I'm down there, I'll just drive by both and see.
Oh, okay. The first one, the smaller one, that is vacant, that's vacant. The other one has tenants, so obviously you wouldn't. Don't go into that one. Okay. Well, again, appreciate your time, and it's Is it Violet Rose?
Yep, that's me.
I just had a baby, and her middle name we named her Rose. Middle name.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so it's good.
Congratulations.
It's a good name.
Yes. Yeah, it was actually my married name. It wasn't. My parents didn't pick that. I married a Rose. So.
Well, that's lucky too. That's a good last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk to you later.
Nathan.
Yep.
Okay. Bye.
All right, everybody. If you watched that, give me a 1. If you're like, that was good, give me a 2, or just give me a critique if you're like, that was trash. Curious. Guys, it's simple as that. Madeline Rose. Yeah, my baby's name is Vera Rose. Vera, Vera, Vera Rose Payne. Is a good name. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Give me some vibes. Give me your opinion because, again, I'm doing this live so we can all learn from it. It's as simple as saying, hey, I got a property. This is a scenario. This is what I'm looking for. Can you help me out? And I just made one phone call. She answered after one dial, like one ring. And she's like, yeah, I'll go look at it. Guys, real estate agents want to make money. Okay. They will put I'm willing to pay her, a couple thousand, and if she can bring me a buyer, and I don't have to put it on the MLS and waste my time, especially if it's a good offer. Um, yeah. So I thought it was great. I'm surprised she answered. I'm actually a little surprised she answered that quick too. But hey, it's freaking dope. We got a 2. Oh wow, someone put a 2. So 1 was if you liked it, 2 is if you thought it was trash. So someone must not have enjoyed the phone call. That's okay. I'd like some more feedback from you though. You're gonna give the 2. You got to tell me why. What did you not like? Maybe I was talking too fast. I was kind of feeling it then. So yeah, right. Yeah, Melissa, what's going on? Oh man. Okay, so what do we do from here? We use batch leads. I called that listing that was right next door, and an agent said, "Yes, I've got potential buyers. I got people calling me all the time." Great, awesome. So all I did was typed in the address and went to the property, went to comparables, and I went to the MLS, found the agent. Simple as that, everybody. Okay, you just go right here to property search, type in the address, and it zooms in. You're able to do your thing. And look, even if you don't have a deal on your own, even if you haven't got a deal, you can still do this with deals that are on the MLS that you've negotiated, you got under contract. You can do it with other wholesalers deals. You don't have to wait till you do your own deal. So that's the importance of being able to work and do this, guys. Like it's available. And hey, Melissa, to answer your question, yes, that the answer is yes. You can do it with most. But yeah, that's to answer your question. All right, everybody. Well, this has been the training, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm doing this live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where I'll reveal painless cash buyer secrets, and you can bring deals to this call. I will literally go to your area, call someone using batch leads. I will call a real estate agent, or we'll skip trace the buyer and try to get a hold of them, and I'll help you navigate that. I don't need the deal. I don't want the deal unless you want me to kind of work with you further. We can talk about that, but I'm just willing to do this so you can learn and we can help you out. Because again, it's as simple as taking action, whether it's your deal that you spent months getting or weeks getting, whatever, or someone else's. If you have their permission, you can do this too. It's not that difficult. So I gotta roll. Because I gotta text this lady the information so we can get this done. So wish me luck. Follow me and come back next week, and I'll tell you how it went. Maybe we can get the deal done immediately, ASAP, and I can get paid, and you guys can, and I can share that win with you, because that would be amazing. If like next week, 2 weeks, we're like, hey, we got it under contract, we're going to close at the beginning of the year, but at least we got the $10,000 non-refundable, or whatever we say, non-refundable earnest money. Let's go. All right, Melissa, thanks for coming, and everybody else, I appreciate your insight and your activity in this. We got Adam. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate it. We got Alfie in Montana saying, is this live? Yes, it is live, Alfie. So anyway, I appreciate everybody in here. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Be grateful, give back, always express gratitude to those, because life is beautiful, and it's important to express gratitude so you can be happier. I mean, if you have more gratitude, you're going to feel more happiness, more grateful for the things you have, because we're completely blessed in America and where we live, and wherever you live, I know you're getting blessed, because that's, life is a blessing. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. See you later, everybody. Peace out. See you next week. Enjoy turkey. Later.